Knowing what we know now, would you have authorized the invasion into Iraq?
I would have, and so would have Hillary Clinton.
Knowing what we know now, would you have authorized the invasion into Iraq? Or would you go back to the future?
Back to the future. President Bush, I'm from the future. You must not overturn Hussein. Our future hangs in the balance. What happens?
Where have you been?
2003.
Well, while you were time traveling in the Delorean, we suffered EMP attacks, frying our electrical grid and everything using microcircuits, which returned us to horses and steam engine technology. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! It sounds like someone's hollering inside your trunk. Jumping gigawatts! What happened? Dr. Paul, I did say any time when you asked to borrow the DeLorean, but you didn't say when. I was inside the trunk finishing installing my new automatic timeline recorder when you borrowed the DeLorean, which automatically locked the trunk when you started it. Quick, move over and open the door. I'll use the timeline recorder to find out what happened. In the wake of an April 1, 2015 nuclear EMP attack by Iran, the entire U.S. electrical grid has been knocked out. Everything needing microcircuits is kaput. Repair to take years, not months. No electricity, food, water, telephone, TV, radio, internet, or manufacturing. Jumping gigawatts! What led to this? I'll search for critical points in the new timeline you created. Citing a vision from the future, President Bush canceled plans to topple Saddam Hussein. Gore-Hillary defeat Bush in 2004 on claims he betrayed the country by letting Saddam resume his nuke program and for not stopping nuke programs in Iran, Libya, and North Korea. Gore's first State of the Union address promises the most severe sanctions to force Iraq, Iran, Libya, and North Korea to destroy their nuclear programs. North Korea becomes a nuclear power in 2006 by detonating its first nuclear bomb underground. President Gore tells the nation it's Bush's fault. Israel warns the U.S. that nuke programs in Iraq, Iran, and Libya continue because sanctions are leaking like a sieve. Experts expect Gore-Hillary to easily defeat Romney-Christ in 2008 by using the slogan, "We kept Iran, Iraq, and Libya from getting nukes." But the 2008 housing bubble financial meltdown caused by the Community Reinvestment Act overshadows nuclear issues and shifts polls to favor Romney-Christ. Romney's State of the Union speech promises to restore prosperity and keep Iran, Iraq, and Libya from going nuclear. In 2009, North Korea conducts its second underground nuclear test. Romney speaks out for the Green Revolution in Iran, but the mullahs brutally suppress it and accelerate their nuclear program. During Egypt's Arab Spring in 2011, Romney persuades Mubarak to time new elections to prevent victory by the Muslim Brotherhood, allied with Libya's program to build a nuke. On Romney's orders, SEAL Team 6 kills Osama bin Laden. The Obama-Biden campaign in 2012 stresses hope and change to help the poor and not the rich, and promises smart diplomacy to replace belligerent sanctions to keep Iran, Iraq, and Libya from building nukes. Also promises to end the war in Afghanistan and stop climate change. Obama-Biden celebrate defeat of Romney for being pro-rich and too weak on climate change to prevent Hurricane Sandy. Obama's first State of the Union speech promises to end climate change and the Afghan war, reset relations with Russia, and use smart diplomacy to persuade Iran, Iraq, and Libya to end their nuclear programs. In February 2013, North Korea conducts its third underground nuclear test. Seeking to persuade Iraq, Iran, and Libya to end their nuke programs, Obama offers them an open hand instead of clenched fist sanctions. Gaddafi's Libya becomes a nuclear power with an underground nuclear bomb test in March 2013. In July 2013, while Israel warns that Iran is close to testing a nuke, Iran launches 6 satellites with 1-hour orbital intervals. It claims to be for a civilian 24 satellite system. Iraq's Saddam Hussein cites Iran's satellite program and Libya's pro-Shia Gaddafi already having a nuke as justifying Saddam's acceleration of Iraq's nuclear program. In June 2014, Iran successfully conducts an underground test of a nuke already designed for mounting on missiles or satellites. Iraq claims to have a nuke ready to be tested to counter pro-Shia Libya's nukes and Shia Iran's nukes. On April 1, 2015, Iran detonates 3 nuclear bomb satellites simultaneously over the center of the 3 U.S. time zones as a coast-to-coast EMP attack to disable the U.S. electrical grid and everything throughout the country needing microcircuits to operate. Iran also cripples Israel and Iraq using ballistic missiles for nuclear EMP bombs exploding 50 miles up over Israel and Iraq. Iran does not launch any nuclear EMP attack against Libya because Gaddafi has long favored Shia over Sunnis. Within 1 hour after Iran's nuclear EMP attack crippling the entire continental United States, missiles from U.S. Navy subs cripple Iran with nuclear EMP blasts at 50 miles up, and then utterly destroy all nuclear and military sites in Iran with many successive waves of Tomahawk missiles with deep underground penetrating warheads. But it will require many years, not months, for the U.S. to rebuild a high-tech society. By May 13, 2015, millions are already dead from accidents or lack of food and water, medicine, or medical care. To find out how you're telling Bush not to topple Saddam has led to this disaster, we must search the original timeline recorded as you went back in time, so I'll set up the recorder to replay the original timeline with pauses at critical points affecting nuclear proliferation. On March 19, 2003, Bush ordered the toppling of Iraq's Saddam Hussein to destroy his WMD programs. Bush's Undersecretary of State John Bolton cites the toppling of Saddam as a warning to Libya, Iran, and Syria that they should cease their weapons of mass destruction programs. In December 2003, U.S. troops capture Saddam Hussein, and the search for weapons of mass destruction continues. In late 2003, after U.S. forces capture Saddam, Iran suspends its nuclear program, and Libya's Gaddafi surrenders his highly advanced nuke program to the U.S., after which the U.S. stores all of its components in secure facilities at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Thus, Bush toppling Saddam had a powerful deterrent on nuclear ambitions of both Iran and Libya by causing Iran to suspend its program and causing Libya to completely dismantle and surrender its entire program to the U.S. The search for WMDs fails to find massive stockpiles of ingredients for WMDs, so the media and the public conclude there were no WMDs and ignore additional findings that Saddam had plans to resume WMD production. Although U.S. troops found many thousands of chemical weapons, Bush decided to focus on winning the military conflict rather than publicizing the finding of thousands of chemical warheads. In the 2008 election, despite Obama claiming that toppling Saddam was wrong, McCain-Palin lead Obama-Biden until the housing crash on September 20, 2008, after which Obama-Biden overtake McCain-Palin and win in November. But the status of Iraq in 2008 had helped, not hurt McCain. The Obama inauguration in January 2009 conveys to the world his view that the U.S. had too often been too aggressive in foreign policy. In February 2009, Iran proves its advances in rocketry by orbiting its first satellite, which convinces Western intelligence that Iran has also resumed the nuclear weapons program it had suspended 6 years earlier in 2003, when Bush's aggressive foreign policy toppled Saddam Hussein for seeking nukes. In 2013, to persuade Iran to end its quest for a nuke, Obama contacts Iran's supreme leader directly to offer an open hand to replace America's clenched fist. Holy flux capacitor! We gotta go back in time and undo what you did!
President Bush, I'm from the future. You must not overturn Hussein. Our future hangs in the balance.
President Bush, you remember me, Doc Brown from Back to the Future. The person who just gave you a vision from the future meant well, but didn't know his history well enough to know that you're right to topple Saddam, so don't change your plans. Dr. Paul, don't worry. When we drive into the same space as the Delorean ahead, the version of you in that Delorean will be merged into the version of you now in the Delorean with me. Well, thanks to the flux capacitor, the timeline has been restored. You can get out now. I'll take it from here.
Knowing what we know now, would you have authorized the invasion into Iraq? Or would you go back to the future?
Doc Brown from Back to the Future. What are you doing here?
Jumping gigawatts. Megyn, I'm here to explain that in order to sensibly answer your question, we must not overlook pivotal facts of history that we know now.
What a mistake Iraq was.
Holy flux capacitor, Trump. Shut up and learn the history that you didn't learn. Okay, here's a fast forward through history starting in 1979 with pauses at pivotal points, but you can pause whenever you want to pause.